Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Friday. It is Friday, the 8th. Friday the 8th of September. It might be still Thursday the 7th where you are, but that's the wonders of time travel. It's a rather wet day in Tokyo. This is the room from my hotel room. Here we go. And it's just a really wet, horrible day out there. But Tokyo has been an amazing, amazing trip. For those who are looking, those who are watching, the trip here to Tokyo has been to see the Nissan Leaf launch event, which happened on Tuesday, I think it was. And it's been quite an amazing trip. I've had a really lovely time. Met some lovely people, got to experience some of the Japanese culture. Excuse me, that's the coffee repeating on myself. I had some lovely sushi yesterday, which was lovely as well. So yeah, it's been a wonderful time. I've just realised if you're watching this live chat, you are going to be seeing in the little chat box window to your right some of the comments that people are saying about me. And that's going to be interesting. Hello, everybody. Hello, watching at home. So, cheers, my dears. She wrote they're preparing to go live. I'm live now. Good afternoon from Los Angeles. Hi. Hello. Are you in Japan? What's up? Hi. Hi from Germany. How is Japan? Still Thursday in the UK. That's the wonders of time travel. Hello from Australia. I love your show. Hello. I'm dressed informally today, as you can tell. I've ditched the suit for something a little bit more comfortable today. I'm flying back, and today is a 41-hour day. I'm very excited because I get to leave at about 5 o'clock this afternoon. I've been up since 3 a.m. to try and get my brain back into the West Coast USA time frame, and my plane takes off at the equivalent of about 1 in the morning PDX time, West Coast time in the US. So my plan is to basically sleep the entire flight. Luckily, I've got a nice seat on the plane, so I'm hoping that I'll be able to sleep pretty much the entire flight and then arrive rested on Friday morning, because tomorrow, Saturday, is the start of the Rose City Comic Con, and I'm going. Well, actually, it's on Friday, but I'll go and pick up my tickets later today, and then I'll go on Friday and Saturday, or Saturday and Sunday. Hi, Nikki. Sup? Love you. Hello. Good morning from New Zealand. Hello from Spain. Hello from South Africa. Hello from Ireland. Did you eat sushi? Yes, I went to an authentic Japanese sushi bar. I stood up and I was the foreigner in the Japanese sushi bar. Hey, did I steal Foxy's collar? No, this one's actually my collar. Hi from Poland. Hi from Denmark. I forgot I had it on. Sorry. Hello from sunny Inverness in Scotland. Great work. Hello from South Dakota. Hello from Bournemouth. Hello from Portugal. Did you ever get a chance to ask Nissan about Alexa connectivity? I don't see why I didn't, and I don't see why Nissan would turn that off. It's a third-party app. And actually, talking about Alexa, I want someone to help build one for the Chevrolet Bolt, because there isn't one. Your interview seems to take a new accent. Yeah, it's something I don't intentionally do. And I know some people are very touchy about it. I used to be quite touchy about it. I'm a vocal chameleon, so I can turn accents on. I don't intentionally do it when I'm talking to people who have a different accent to me. I don't intentionally do it when I'm interviewing people. For me to switch accents consciously takes quite a lot of work. How was the event? How was fully charged Bobby? I haven't seen him actually since we were at the launch together, and then he came back to the hotel to edit his video. He was kind of jet lagged. He slept in, bless him. He nearly missed the bus on the way to the launch event. I didn't see him yesterday at all, because we were split up and went to different places. Will Vehicle to Home ever come to the USA? I don't know. Excuse me, I've got a really bad frog in my throat this morning. Will V2H ever come to the USA? I hope so. I was pestering Nissan about it yesterday, and obviously I live in an earthquakes-prone zone of Portland. And so, excuse me, it would be very, very useful for me. Did I bump into Crichton? Yes, yes. Well, no, I didn't. Well, I bumped into Bobby. He's lovely. I don't know if you guys watching know. I mean, we've known each other now for about 10 years, so we very often bump into each other at events. So there we go. What cooling system is employed in the Leaf battery? It's going to be passive cooling, and Nissan says it doesn't need anything else because the battery is bigger now, and so the effects of rapid charging are less on the battery health, and it's got a super low resistance in the battery. Does the Leaf have a floaty ride, kind of like sitting on a falling leaf? I don't know. I didn't ride in it. What an unusual type. Yes. It's even got a bell on it somewhere. There we go. There you go. Bell on the tag. I've just gone back. A friend saw the Japan video. It was the first video he saw on your channel. First thing he said is, I love the accent. Thank you very much. Would I buy a new Leaf? Would I buy a new Leaf? I think I probably would, but I prefer the original Leaf. And I also prefer I have to say, I actually quite like the Chevy Bolt right now. I've got a croak in my throat. Let me go and find some water in my Japanese hotel room. I'd love to show it to you, but there's bags everywhere, and you really don't want to see. You don't want to see my undies sitting in my suitcase, really. So let me. There's a bottle of water right here. Got some water. Let's go back and we'll carry on our hangout. Hello from Los Angeles. Am I going to buy one? I'm not going to buy. I'm not going to buy one because I've just got a Bolt. So that's the thing. All right. Try real Kobe steak in a government licensed restaurant. All else there are fakes. Yes, I've heard that. Hello from Merseyside. Right, slightly underwhelmed by Leaf. Wait for the uprated one. What's on your neck? It's a collar. This is me being very informal because I'm flying back today, so I want to be nice and comfortable. For those who don't know, where is my collar? Where's my other thing? Right, okay. I'll explain the collar because every time people watch this, they go, "What's going on?" Because I sometimes do occasionally wear collars on my show, and this is the reason why. I am a mascot. I'm a fursuiter, furry, whatever you want to call me. One of the things I do for fun is I dress up as giant fluffy animals and I go into kids' hospitals to entertain them. And these are some of the badges that are generally on my bag. This character here is Queenie Deerheart. She's one of my characters, and whoops, she's going to be around at the Rose City Comic Con this weekend. So I should be wandering around as a giant border collie, and then the next day it will be one of my other characters who's a fox. So that's why sometimes I just wear that. It's just a kind of a fashion thing. Hang on, right? Let me go back. They got that fire Wi-Fi connection. You look 1080p high def now, haha. Way different from the airport stream. Yes, but interestingly, somebody else who was here had real difficulty getting their connection to work. Mine works just fine, theirs doesn't. So I don't know quite what's going on there. When do you think we'll see the new Leaf in the used market, and what would they probably go for price-wise? It's going to be the same as the current Leaf. I mean, it's going to take a couple of years to get stuff to trickle down. Are you planning on going to Germany, Frankfurt, to the motor show? No, I can't. Now, the issue here is Transport Evolved, we don't make a huge amount of money. And Transport Evolved is my business. I own the business. It's a channel that I own. It's my only job. And so I have to be very careful with the money I spend and where I go. This year has been the first year that we've actually started to turn a profit, which is fantastic. But it's also not a very big profit because I've been spending on upgrading my equipment. So I've now got a new camera, 3 new cameras actually. I've replaced my old GoPros, and I also replaced my old Canon DSLR. and that's why there's been a difference in quality. My old Canon is now going to Kate Walton Elliott, who's joining the team. She's going to be doing some more videos as well. And so auto shows are quite expensive, and I can't always go to all of them. The reason why I'm here is because I was invited by Nissan, and if you watch those videos from Japan, they all have a little disclaimer at the end saying Nissan provided a hotel, an air ticket, and meals. Although I bought some of my own meals here as well to enable me to be here, because obviously a ticket to Japan is, you know, a couple of grand. So that's the reason I'm here. My accent for the Fox is amazing. Yeah. Don't tell Donald what. We're going to see any more Fast and 5 and Kate. Yes, Kate is going to be joining. Well, she's on the team. She's going to be working, and she's coming to CES in Las Vegas. So for the first time ever, and I'm super excited about this, we're in the process of registering 3 people to go to Las Vegas and work for Transport Evolved in Las Vegas. There's Kate, who you met a couple of weeks ago, who did her first video on the channel. And then there's the wonderful Brandon, who's an old friend of mine, who is actually a Floridian, but he's actually a professional videographer. So he's going to come over to CES, and we're going to cover it with one camera and 2 people responding. Did they give me business class? Yes, they did. This is full disclosure, just full disclosure. But it doesn't affect what I say. Where does Kate live? She lives in Washington State. Was a bit disappointed with the Leaf, not just because of the battery, but also the charging. It's not any faster than the previous versions. It's got 150 kilowatt CHAdeMO capabilities as opposed to 50 kilowatts on the current Leaf. So it is faster. Obviously, we'll just have to wait for the 150 kilowatt charging infrastructure. Could I do a short Japan vlog? I would love you forever. Actually, I did film something yesterday. I went to Akihabara, and I was basically a little bit overwhelmed by all of the noise and the tech. And then I had to put my camera away because of the weather, and I didn't want to be wandering around Japan with a $1,600 camera that was now broken because it got wet and horrible. So I'll have to do I need to pay AWS to make that Leaf hack to work? I think you may need to, yes. Why is a Micra more appealing than a Leaf? I don't know. Do you think that the new Leaf looks like a car that's melting in the heat? No. I don't know. What's the cheapest Leaf 2? Well, the cheapest Leaf 2 is going to be $29,990 in the US. I don't have European pricing for that yet, so I'm really sorry. That will be the Leaf S, and it won't have the Android Auto, Apple CarPlay integration. It won't have any of the other things. Interestingly, when I was in the Japanese headquarters for Nissan yesterday, or in fact the global Nissan headquarters, we went and looked around the museum where they've got all of their EVs. And so there's a video on that coming. I'll edit that probably after breakfast and probably today before I leave the hotel. In that video, I was just after I finished filming, they'd got one of the new Leafs there, and I looked, and there's a rear view camera in the mirror, just like there is in the Bolt EV on the higher end packages. All right. Was a little shocked when you saw my green screen. What green screen are we talking about? There's no steering reach adjustment in the new Leaf. Will it be a problem? I don't know. Kate is lovely. She's worked with me before. It was her first time reading a teleprompter, auto cue, and it takes a while. I don't know if you guys are even... I don't know who understands how these shows are made. I'll actually do a video. I'm thinking about doing it in a couple of weeks' time, talking about how I make the shows. It starts off with me writing a script. That script is then transferred onto an iPad, which I actually put on a music stand, because I'm a musician, underneath my camera. I film at home, and I have a green screen in my house. I have to set it up every single day. My ultimate goal is to have a proper studio somewhere with a rented space. But for now, I film at home and I edit. I have a rented office in downtown Portland where I edit the show. And the reason why I have an office downtown in Portland is because it helps separate home and work. And I was a workaholic and I was working all the time when I was at home, and I worked at home. But it also gives me some space just to edit and be a bit more creative than I would be at home with less distractions. And then after I've put that all together, then I shove it up on the internet. Sorry, I just made the thing peak. I do apologise. I'm just watching. Do I now regret getting the old Leaf? No, I've never regretted getting the old Leaf. We had a 2011 Nissan Leaf, which was fantastic. We drove it 82,000 miles, maybe a bit more, in 4 years. It had lost its second bar when we sold it. The third bar went shortly after we sold it, and I think the fourth bar went after that, fairly soon after that. But when we moved to the States, we bought a used 2013 Nissan Leaf. It's currently got 67,000 miles on the clock, and it's lost one of its capacity bars. It's doing really well. I mean, my wife loves it. It's her daily driver. She drives to and from work in it. And of course, we've got that alongside the Chevrolet Bolt EV, which I've already gone over mileage on because I did that 500-mile trip the other day. How come I didn't replace my 2002 RAV4 EV with a 2014 RAV4 EV? Well, that's because Toyota doesn't... finding a RAV4 EV with a warranty is quite expensive. And the local garages don't work on that car. And those vehicles are suffering some issues with the Tesla drivetrains. And so I decided I'd rather go with a car that I could just get fixed if it went wrong. All right, we've got people speaking in Russian. I don't speak Russian, unfortunately. Who does Nissan partner with to supply the batteries? I learnt this actually at the launch. The 40 kilowatt hour battery is a Nissan-made battery, so I think it's made by the company that Nissan just sold, which is interesting. Does the Leaf sat-nav direct you to charging stations like the Tesla sat-nav, or is this a more essential? This is more essential in a smaller battery car. I don't know. I assume it's still got the same Carwings connectivity as the previous one. Could you do a video later on what EVs can use which charging stations? It's confusing right now. Yes, I'm working with a guy called Matt Teskey on doing a video on that, and it will be coming very soon. Hello, Helena. What a lovely name. I do love that. Or Helena. Helena. I know some people say Helena and some people say Helena, so I'll say it both. Should the screen be bigger, not be bigger in a post-Tesla world? Honestly, no, I don't think so. It's distracting. Did I do a video with Bobby Lou? Well, we did that short Vine. When we're on a... It's hard for YouTubers. He's on a really tight schedule. He does a lot of stuff. And actually, it's quite nice not to have a camera in our faces all the time. If he's at the airport today, I might... I pinged him last night and he hasn't responded. I think he's been suffering quite badly from jet lag. So if he's still around today, I might try and do a video with him before I go. The green screen works. I thought you had a studio. Well, I don't. What does my wife do? Does she like cars? She is a Scrum Master and a programmer. And she likes electric cars too. Did they make the heat pump standard for all models yet? I don't know. I haven't got that one. I should have asked. Do you know when the 2018 Leaf will be available in Canada? I don't. I think it's coming early next year. Belarusian. Ah, okay. So you have to tell me what you said. Chris Hatfield, what do you think of the Zoe 40 kilowatt hour? Debs wants one. Good first EV. I think the 40 kilowatt hour Zoe sounds fantastic. I don't have one because I've never... I've moved. I moved to the US before they came out, so there we go. 24 likes. Come on, let's get it to 100. You know you like this super high tech EV stream. Like and sub. There were two. If there were two electric cars only available, a Tesla Model 3 or a Toyota Prius Prime, which one would you choose? Are we assuming that they're the same price, and we are assuming that everything is considered equal? Then I'd probably. I'd want a hatchback Model 3. I need a hatchback. There's no two ways about it. If it's not me, the Tesla Model 3 is obviously the bigger draw as an EV, because it's an EV. It's an electric car, and the Prius Prime is not. The Prius Prime wouldn't work for me either, because the boot is too high. So neither car would really work for me. And I mean, it's one of the things that I get very frustrated about when I'm talking EVs, and when I read the comments that people say. There are many different cars because there are many different hobbies and needs that people have. So, for example, I have an elderly border collie. He's, how old is he now? He's 11, he's coming up on 11. And he's got severe arthritis. He's had it since he was 4. And so for him, being able to get in the back of an EV and be nice and comfortable in the boot and safe is a top priority. I also need to transport, my whole family. I've got 2 kids and my wife. So that's 4 of us, plus any luggage or anything else. So it needs to have some kind of deal of practicality there. For those who are interested, one of the reasons why I was able to make the Bolt EV so practical for me is because I'm able to have a tow hitch on the back, and I'm going to get one of those luggage boxes. I'm also going to put roof bars on, so, to extend it for longer distance stuff. Sorry, I've just realised that I just knocked my microphone. I apologise. By the way, I know that some of the other folks who are in this hotel who are here for the launch are also watching the channel and whatnot. So if you're awake and you're up and you want to come join me, come down to my room at 1901, and we'll get everybody in here, and we'll carry on the live stream. Let me just read some of these. You are very much an accessory on your neck. It looks original. Yeah, it is. All right, so I'll explain this. Here we go. So this is just a fashion accessory that I wear. It is a dog collar, and it's got a tag on it. I wear it partly because it's nice and comfortable. It just feels nice, keeps my neck warm actually. But I also wear it. Obviously it's a nod to the furry fandom, which I'm part of. But when in the furry world, collars also kind of signify that you are you have a partner, so people just leave you alone, and that's the other reason why I wear it. I'll take it off now because I'm feeling all self-conscious. Oh gosh. So all right, Nissan showed a new app for the new Leaf. Will this app work with the old Leaf? Because the current app sucks. I think it will work. It's just an update to the car wings. Is the Leaf 2 manufacturing process going to stay in Japan, or will it be rolled out to the other plants? That yesterday Nissan announced it's going to come to Sunderland. It's also going to come to Smyrna, Tennessee. In fact, Smyrna is already producing the Leaf, the new Leaf, and I think the same is true for the Sunderland plant. Would I like some Frankfurt footage? Yes, please. Yes, please, if we're talking about the Frankfurt Motor Show. It's a stupid idea that the Bose takes up so much space on the Leaf. What were they thinking? I don't know. Maybe it was just a thing that Bose wanted it to be on display. I mean, you don't have to go for the Bose unless you want the top-end model. All right. Is Volvo really going all electric in 2019? No, it's electrified, which is different. All right, let's see where we're at. A smart dog collar. A smart dog collar. I don't know. I don't know. It's funny actually because I was wearing this yesterday. Obviously, I don't wear this when I'm doing official stuff. So what you're seeing now is me. I'm off duty right now. I'm doing an off-duty hangout. I'm not dressed up. I'm not wearing my suit. I'm not talking to camera. This is you're talking to me directly now, and so I will wear this where it's appropriate to wear it. You may think obviously a live stream is not an appropriate place to wear it, but sometimes I wear it out and about. Sometimes I wear it, But I was in between the launch on Wednesday. Sorry, I'm screwing up my days slightly. Between the launch on Wednesday and yesterday afternoon when we went to Nissan HQ even. I've been up since 4 a.m., 3 a.m. trying to get my brain back on American time. I went into a coffee shop and I had this bag with me, which is just my carry-on, my rough carry-on. And obviously it's got some of my badges on it, my character badges. And I was in a Starbucks and the baristas went absolutely loopy for Queenie, which is this badge here. They thought she was very cute. So then they saw the collar and they were like, oh, that's really cute. And then they wanted to see pictures. So I've got Japanese fans. One of my characters has Japanese fans. All right, back to EVs, eh? You like the collar? I'll put it back on. Do you have another video coming? Can you do another video on connecting an Amazon Echo to the Leaf in the UK? I'm a little thick and need a dummy video, lol. Would I upgrade my current Leaf with a new 2018? I think eventually, maybe. But right now, my wife doesn't have any plans to upgrade her Leaf because in her mind, the Leaf does everything it needs to do. We now have a car that we can do longer distance trips in. And actually, it's more important for us not to have monthly payments on a car than it is to have a brand new car all the time. So that's where we're going with that. Leaf look bad. I'm going to wait for Tesla Model 3 base model. I think you're going to have a long wait. Bose is totally stupid. Frankfurt sausage. Volvo, the Chinese company, will eventually EV only. Have you got a lead on any Leaf info? I can tell you that the new version is, we're going to get the higher performance version next year. It's going to have a longer range. Leaf. Okay. Can current Leaf owners be able to upgrade to the 40 kilowatt battery pack if it's needed? Nobody would give me a direct answer. However, several people I talked to acknowledged that it would be pointless to continue producing 24 kilowatt hour battery packs after a certain amount of time, because then they'd have to be manufacturing 2 different types of cells and 2 different types of batteries. So I think eventually there might be an upgrade, but I think it would be very expensive. Do you think that other EV manufacturers should create frunks on their cars to create more storage? I don't know. I mean, some cars it makes sense, some it doesn't. Why are they saying the new Leaf will do 400 kilometers? Great question. Okay, so every country, every nation in the world has a different way of testing the range of a new vehicle. Whether it be the fuel economy in miles per gallon or litres per 100 kilometres, or whether it be miles per kilowatt hour, kilometres per kilowatt hour, or miles per charge, or kilometres per charge. And in Japan, they use something called the JC08 test cycle. Now, the JC08 test cycle is a laboratory test, just like all the other fuel economy tests, where they put the car on a rolling road and they simulate driving conditions. It's very measured. They have to go up to a certain speed, hold it, go down, stop, start, stop, longer distance. And at the end of that test cycle, they then mathematically calculate and extrapolate how long they think the battery pack will last based on what the capacity of the battery pack is. Now, in Japan, the JC08 test cycle is ludicrously optimistic. At the other end of the scale, we have the US Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA's test procedures, which are the closest to real world that you're going to get. Even they are slightly optimistic sometimes, but the EPA test cycles are far more real world than the JC08. And in the middle, you have the European test standards. And so that's why we get different ranges quoted in different countries. It's not the automakers trying to pull a fast one. It's the automakers following the regulatory procedure for that country. So in Japan, all automakers use the government-mandated JCO8 test cycle. In the US, everybody uses the EPA test cycle. In Europe, everybody uses the NEDC or whatever the replacement for that is that's just coming to market. So those range estimates are based on what the regulatory procedure is for estimating range. Do I think I might buy another Leaf at some point? I'm sure I will. I like the Leaf. It's one of my favourite cars. Oh, yes, don't go there. Do you think BMW is serious about EVs? I don't know. I think so. I think so. When will we get 1,000 miles on one charge? Well, we're already starting to see it with hobbyists and third-party people, but we really don't need 1,000 miles. I know I own a longer range EV. I own an EV that can technically do 238 miles, probably 300 miles if I'm careful, but I really don't think we need more than 150 to 200 miles on a charge, because that's as long as your bladder lasts. I would much rather see the cost of EVs come down by making smaller battery packs and faster charging, because ultimately then you use an EV then more like you use a petrol car. Might you double check the 150 kilowatt DC charging capability? I will, as soon as I have a chance. Can you do an updated video with your Bolt EV for when you get home? For people who may be stranded about using power from Harvey Irma. Yes, I will. Minus 20 degrees C, 120 kilometer round trip, will the 30 kilowatt hour pack work? All right, so let me just do some math here. So 100 kilometers is 70 miles or thereabouts. Will the 30 kilowatt hour pack work? It should, just about, I would say. I mean, with your Bolt EV being a backup battery source, yes, exactly, I will. Is there a reserved battery pack when you run out of battery? Don't think so. We want more videos on maintenance costs and long mileage EVs. Yes, I will. The real range of the 40 kilowatt hour Leaf when driving around 65 miles per hour, and the temperature outside or the temperature inside at 20 degrees C, what do you think? I think we're going to see 140 to 160 is achievable, depending on how big you are and how much weight you've got in the car, etc., etc. When you were on your Yahoo Garcia video, you had a different accent. Is it the standard tone and use your Bristol accent for TE? Okay, so when I'm talking, you're going to make me do the thing now. Like when I'm talking normally, I guess my accent somewhere is between the US and the UK. The R is the one that I've picked up. I don't do it consciously. If I'm talking to someone who is American or has an American accent, it kind of morphs that way. You said the R sound there again. I'm actually I'm not from Bristol. I'm actually from Norfolk, and my Norfolk accent is the one that I use when I'm talking to my mum. My received pronunciation kind of just comes from being in music college and doing various things. This is not RP. I can turn on RP when I really want to. So when you're talking, you find that it's much easier to make sure that people can understand you and hear you if you use a more standardized voice. And I find that that's something that I have to really work quite hard to do. I think the problem that I often find actually is that when I'm talking to someone from Zimbabwe or South Africa, that's one that I really go into quite hard, you know, and I didn't do it on purpose, but obviously I'm having to think quite hard about doing it now, but it's something that I have to work really hard on. So that's why you heard me sounding a bit weird yesterday. It was not intentional. It happened subconsciously. I'm not very good at American accents generally, which is why I get quite embarrassed about it. And my Scottish accent's not very good either, you know. I've got a wee character that I'm working on at the moment, and she's Scottish, and I need to just kind of figure out in my head how she's going to sound, you know. I did live with a Scot for a couple of years. She was from Stranraer, down in the flat bit, you know, and that took some getting used to, you know. But I mean, my accent morphing is unintentional. And when I'm trying really very hard, dear. You know, that there's I have an accent for. I can't do my Queenie accent because I'll break the microphone, dear. Yes. Anyway, so I don't know. Accents are things that I'm a musician. I hear things, and my brain kind of morphs it, and that happens. All right, back to the questions. All right, did I ask why they're still using air cooling when everyone else is not? And the answer was that the Nissan battery packs have a very low rolling resistance, very low internal cell resistance, and as a consequence, Nissan doesn't feel that it's needed. Whether it is or not, I don't know. What are your thoughts on active cooling versus passive? I think that active cooling is the best way, and I tell you that because I got in my Bolt last week, and it was 100 degrees Fahrenheit where I was, and the car used about 1% of its battery capacity to keep the batteries at the nice temperature. So I know, it's like, yeah, my batteries are not getting uncomfortably hot. This is good. Can you please provide an update on how much we have to pay for reservations and when we can expect a delivery? There's no reservations being taken and no delivery. This is a car that's being produced and sold by a regular automaker. So regular automaker procedures apply. Like James, you try and stay between 15 and 85%. Yes, I do. Would a charging truck for helping EVs on the road be a viable business? I don't know. Maybe not. You want to hear my Norfolk accent? Oh, no. Oh, no. You don't want to hear that. Do you keep trusting, boy? Yeah. Because it's a bit warmer here than it is up on the Crummer Coast, you know? I grew up in the Waveney Valley, so I'm sort of Norfolk. Sort of Suffolk, really, but I was born in Norfolk. I was born in Great Yarmouth, you know. There you go. I wish I could lose my Welsh accent at sometimes. Well, I know. Uber charging. Anyone? Any advice for someone who wants to start a show on electric cars and alternative energy? Yes, we've already got the market sewn up. No, I'm just joking. When you're doing kind of any shows, you have to feel comfortable in front of a camera, and that does help. Make sure that you've got good equipment, you've got good production values, and it's better to make fewer videos and for them to be high quality than to try and keep to a production schedule that you can't reach. I have a 2012 first-gen Leaf. I know you've owned a couple. Has anyone ever noticed it clicking? Yes. Mine always clicks around 3 times a minute when it's off. My battery state of health is 81% at 35,000 miles. Yeah, it's the relay there's a relay under the bonnet that clicks on and off just to keep it's something to do with the electronics. My Nissan Leaf forum has actually got a thread on it. I can't remember when I last read it, but that's what it is. It's just a relay. It's nothing to worry about. I received an email from Nissan saying you could just reserve, just FYI. Okay, then I'm wrong. It's probably going to be what it would be. It would probably work as it would be for any others. I can't send you an email and I can't find a normal email. Please help. show@transportevolved.com. What do you think of the new Leaf Speedo devolving into an analog gauge? Obviously, it's a digital gauge. It's a digital analog gauge. That makes sense. It's a digital gauge that replicates an analog one, and I think a lot of people prefer it. I like digital speedos, but that's just a personal thing. A new Leaf Speedo devolving into an analog gauge. Also, does the charger position look like it's going to be a rain trap during charging? It may be, because it's not like that. It's more like that. So yeah, you're quite right. It could be more of a rain trap. Oh, hey, look, the fog and the mist and stuff is starting to shift. Look, let me show you Tokyo skyline right now. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So I'm in the Dabaya, I think. Dabaya? It's pretty nice. It's like reclaimed land here. What grade would you give my Bolt so far? It's good. I mean, the driving experience is pretty good. The tyres on the Bolt are terrible. If you're going to buy a new Bolt, prepare to buy some new tyres, because I've lost traction multiple times. There's a pretty well-known road in Portland, Germantown, into Portland from the west side, and I drove that the other day at the same kind of speed that I would normally drive it in the Leaf, with one pedal driving on, and I experienced some pretty gnarly understeer at various points because the tyres didn't want to grip properly. I just bought my first EV, 2017 Leaf, 2 days ago, and I'm wondering how long it takes to get used to managing range. Love the channel. Thank you. It takes a while, but it's just, just thinking ahead. Now, the trick with the Leaf, I always find, is to give yourself a 10% buffer for wherever you're going on the gasometer. So you want your gasometer to give you 10% more predicted range than you actually need. And that allows you to, sorry, I've got an itch on my collarbone. That allows you to make sure that you don't run out of charge. So, for example, when it's, when you want to be able to do 100 miles, you want the gasometer to be reading 110. You could even extend that to 20% if that makes you nervous. I mean, 20% might be a more safe bet when you start off. Can we debunk that passive cooling isn't necessarily a bad thing? I don't know. I mean, I'd love to. I don't know if I've got the argument to say that, because so far passive seems to work. Do I disagree with James Cook on the Tesla E? Tesla 3? Tesla E? I don't know. I don't know what James said on that. Bury St Edmunds represent. Hello, my dear. How are you doing? How much do I pay for charging per kilowatt hour? I want to say it's pretty low because it's Portland. I honestly don't know. My electricity bill is about $200 a month, $250 a month, but that's in an apartment complex where everything is electric. The dryer, the washing machine, the water heater. The water heater is terribly inefficient. The air conditioning and the heating, they're all electric. Plus we've got 2 EVs, so. It's a new Leaf type approved to tow? I don't think so. I would be very, very surprised if that was the case. I'm planning to buy an EV. Which EV model would you advise for the money? Well, how much money have you got to spend? That's the question. Please record your efficiency before and after new tyres. Yes. How are the fires back home? Scary. Hillsborough, not very interesting. No, it's not. It's not. Forest Grove, 0.6 cents per kilowatt hour. Yeah, that sounds about right. It sounds about right for me. Forest Grove, just down the road from me. Hello. I missed trips to Tokyo. By the way, your first video on the reveal was amazing. Thank you. In depth. If you were jet lagged, it didn't show. I slept on the plane. That really helped. How much extra buffer would you allow for very hot or very cold conditions? Well, that depends on if you're in a car with a heat pump or not. If you're in a Nissan Leaf that's got a heat pump, it's not going to make a huge difference to range. It's Willamette, damn it. Can I say Willamette properly? There you go. Which Leaf? 2017 or wait for 2018? I'd look for 2017 deals if you can cope with 107 miles of range. I'd look for 2017 deals. If you want the new and shiny, go for 2018. Wait. I still think 150 miles is going to be enough for most people. I think next year we're going to see 250 miles if Nissan's careful about it. I heard overinflated tyres helps with and increases regenerative energy. What are your thoughts? Well, okay, so if the tyres are harder, it's going to lower your rolling resistance. which is going to affect your road handling, and it's also going to prematurely wear your tyres. So even if it does help with that, I would caution against it. I would always run your tyres within the manufacturer's specs. It's the same as anything, really. If the company that made the product says you should only use it within these ranges, then using it outside of those ranges puts you at risk of damaging it or damaging yourself. Will the new Leaf come with standard 6.6 kilowatt charger in the UK? I hope so. Why do people keep on using different ranges? In the UK Nissan website it says 235 miles. Is it true? It's true, using the NEDC test cycle that is legal in Europe. Okay? So I explained this earlier on in the Hangout. I'm not going to repeat myself for this, but I'll give you a quick summary. Each country has a different way of testing the range of a vehicle. And in every market that electric cars are sold in, automakers focus on, they state their range based on what is the legal requirement for that country. So it's not the automaker's fault. So in the US, the Nissan Leaf will be given a range of 150 miles per charge. In Europe, it's 230. In Japan, it's 400 kilometers. Somebody just asked a question in the chat that is, I'm just going to ignore that completely. I genuinely hope that that was a joke, because people are people are people. I don't care what race they are, what colour their skin, what their sexuality is, what their gender is, what their religion is. There are people on this planet. That's the thing. We're all people on this planet. We all have to love and respect each other no matter what. Right. Do you have buyer's remorse buying your Bolt? No, I don't. I get guilty. I'm leasing it, so it's not really my car, but I get guilty. I suffer really badly from anxiety about spending money. I'm terrible. Logged in just now. Is it true that the Leaf charging capacity is 150 kilowatts? That's what the engineer told me. You're going to stop commenting. Keep hitting the wrong button. It's okay, David. It's fine. Zoe versus Leaf range. I think the Leaf's probably slightly less than the Zoe because of its being slightly larger. Is it better to lease or finance an EV? Now, this is a really important question. Yes, it's better to lease an EV at the moment if you have a predictable range. If you have a predictable daily commute and you know that you're going to hit that and you're not going to go over it, and maybe you have another vehicle that you can take on longer distance trips, leasing is the best way, because that way issues with battery degradation, depreciation, they're not your issue. They belong to the finance company. Now, if you want to own a car for a long period of time and you're able to financially back up anything in the future, you know, you want to own an EV for, say, 15 years, and you don't mind buying a new battery pack after, say, 8 or 9, then obviously go ahead and finance an EV. But I leased the Bolt because I expect in 3 or 4 years' time the Bolt will be old technology. And so I'd like to just keep it fresh. New Leaf pricing is $29,000, 990. It's $29,990 in the US. Do I know prices for other models? Yeah, it goes all the way up to $36,200 for the high-end model. But if you want your Pro Pilot, that's going to be extra. Why did the Nissan launch a new Leaf in 2018 if there is a completely new one in 2020? There's not going to be a completely new one. It's just going to be a higher performance, longer range version. What also disappointed the new Leaf's range wasn't higher. No, I think 150. If it can genuinely deliver 150 miles of range, that's fine. If it can't, then there are issues. Given the company connections, are the Leaf Zoe the same similar car apart from external appearances? No, they're separate vehicles produced and engineered separately. They might have shared whatnots. Fahed, I think the thing that you need to remember here about the Leaf range is it won't do 235 miles. Based on the European test cycle, it will do 235 miles, but in reality, the EPA test cycle is going to be closer to what you'll expect in the real world. I do too, but don't enjoy your car. What car? Any plans to cover the recent moves towards independent real-world EU testing of fossil cars and push for countries to implement EPA-style roadside checks? I don't know about that. I need to research that. Do you know what the options are going to be getting the Leaf between the base and high-end model? Have they done away with the solar charger for the 12-volt battery? I never saw it on any of them. What did Renault do today? Did Renault do something? I mean, it's Friday for me, so it's Thursday for you guys, most of you. Is the 2018 Leaf a refresh or a redesign? It's a redesign. It's a new car. I think probably the chassis might be similar, but everything else is different. I'm getting bold. Can an electric car help my depression? Yes, but not a Smart for 2 cabriolet if you've got a wig. Are the Model 3 and the new Leaf in the same class quality-wise? What is your opinion? I haven't seen the Model 3. Nissan is trying to push the higher-end specs and the higher-end feel of the new Leaf. It certainly feels well built, but I haven't driven it. I haven't spent any time with it. I think the Leaf is going to be more mainstream than the Tesla Model 3. Until Debs lives with me, my yearly mileage is 1,500 miles, 15,000 miles. So it's probably not good. Well, I mean, I'm leasing a Bolt with 15,000 miles a year. So you know, horses for courses. Does the new Leaf have battery conditioning? No, it's passive air cooling. How are you still awake? Well, Mr. Angel Dragon, I have been awake since 3 a.m. So it's now 7 a.m. So I've been awake 4 hours, and then I'm flying back tonight. So there you go. What time is it in Japan? We have 1 p.m. in Belarus. It is... It is 7 in the morning. I had to think about that question. That shows how tired I am. I woke up at 3 a.m. and then went, you know what? I'm not going to go back to sleep because I need to get on a plane and sleep. And yes, I was flown out here business class, so I get to sleep in a proper bed on the plane. So, does the new Leaf have Android Auto? Yes, on the two higher end models. Hang on, don't you land in Portland on a Friday? It is Friday. My Friday is going to be 41 hours long. I'm so excited. 41 hours. It's just crazy. So I have to disclose this now because it's fun. There's a thing that happens every Friday. If you are a fursuiter or a mascotter, it's Fursuit Friday, hashtag Fursuit Friday. And so it's traditional to post pictures of either your costumes or other people's costumes. And so this Friday is 41 hours for me. So I need to buffer some stuff up on both my account and also my characters have accounts on Twitter too, so I'll bump those up. But it's going to be a massive long Friday. It's awesome. 41 hours long. How is my RAV4 EV doing? It's on sale for 16 grand. The dealer's never going to sell it. It's ridiculous. "1 a.m. in Belarus. Sorry, not 1 p.m. Now you have a long-range EV. Have you taken any trips to the coast?" I love the Oregon coast. I haven't. I will do. I'll go out to the coast and I'd love to go to Tillamook and see the cheese at the cheese factory. How do I deal with people that are naive towards EVs? It's really simple. You put them in the car, you drive it, and you let them get the EV grin, and then it's easier talking to them. Where's the Hurricane? The Hurricane's on the East Coast, so a long way away. Capacity warranty, loss of 4 notches on the capacity gauge before 100,000 miles, 8 years. I don't know. Furries, make yourselves known. I'm going to tell you this. I don't know, Zena, if you have a copy, if you have a picture of your character to hand. But Zena is a lovely guy that I met this year at Anthrocon. Him and his other half. And his other half was in one of their Dutch Angel Dragon suits. And I was kind of, oh, that's a really cute fursuit. And then I saw Zena and his custom hoodie with his character, who may or may not have a certain car maker incorporated into his design, and I kind of lost it. When will I get to drive the new Leaf? Probably in a couple of weeks or a month or so. Did I have a chance to chat? What's the obsession with me chatting with Robert? It's just like, I find it really funny. I don't know if people understand that we know each other. We've known each other for 10 years, and we're often at launch events and stuff together. So it's just kind of like, oh, hey buddy, how's it going? It's fairly simple like that. If I was Elon Musk, what kind of EV would I build? I'd build a damn pickup truck and an SUV. Because that's what people want. They want pickup trucks, they want SUVs. That's what I build. Next big event regarding EVs, you think? Well, it's obviously we're going to have the Tesla semi-launch later this year and a couple of other stuff. I hope this is not too intrusive, but may I ask why you moved from the US to the UK? I mean, do you mean the other way around? Oh, yes, to the US from the UK. That was my fault. I read it wrong. No, my partner is not with me. When we're doing these kind of trips, if a car company flies you somewhere, they don't fly your partner too. They don't even fly a cameraman out for you. So, you have to do it all on your own. CCS and Chademo, I will explain in a second. I'm going to answer this question. Why did I move from the UK to the US? Put simply, the UK was going into a political place that we didn't like. My partner is American, and we're starting to feel unwelcome in the UK. Also, due to health matters, the NHS has let my family down twice, and the lack of money, the lack of support from the NHS was starting to worry us. But most importantly, we have 2 children, both of which were adopted, and one of my children has some pretty large health issues that were not getting properly addressed, and we weren't getting help in the UK. So we thought we'd move to the US. The other reason was we didn't think that Americans would be stupid enough to elect Donald Trump. Sorry, we didn't think that people would elect Donald Trump. Forget the stupid statement. We didn't think that people would elect Donald Trump, and we didn't think that would be as much of an issue as it has been. And the other thing is it was cheaper to live in the US than it was in the UK. Ready, CCS and Chademo. Okay, so Chademo is the Japanese version of rapid charging. It was developed by one of the energy companies in collaboration with Japanese automakers. CCS is a charge standard that was developed by both a group of German automakers and a group of American automakers. There are 2 different versions. There is the American version of CCS, and there is the European version of CCS. So, and that's where it goes from. And Zena, yes, I will tell you the whole story, but not on this stream. Yes, it's a dog collar around my neck. Do you have any more specific details on when it will be available? Yes, till now is early 2018. Yes, it is early 18. What do you think of the US House passing what? I don't understand. Are you hiring? Sadly not. I don't have enough money. Message retracted. Because of this kind of interactive chat here, you have a lifetime viewer. Thank you. How do you think the new Leaf compares to the Ioniq? It's quite nice. You know what? I'm gonna be an old woman now because I'm 30. Gosh, 37, I think. 37, and I have very bad eyesight, and I'm sitting here trying desperately to read the comments section. And I'm wearing the wrong glasses. So I'm going to see if I can find my reading glasses. Because I refuse to have varifocals. Because that would just be, I might as well give myself start signing up for, I don't know, whatever it is that you do when you have varifocals. Alright. I'm going to put the right glasses on. Here we go. There we go. Now I can read. Oh, wow. Now I can read the comments. Did you see the Robert photo of Nissan's first EV from 1947? I was there, but I don't think I was there at the same time. I missed him. So I was hoping to do a video with him there, and we kind of missed each other. What? I'm not going to comment on Yahoo. He seems a very nice guy. What is your problem with Trump? Did he take away your football or something? Well, for a start, he's trying to ban all kinds of things that I feel should not be banned. I'm not going to get into a political comment. And I'm threatened by him, frankly. For example, the trans ban in the military is nonsense. And, there's no science to back it up, and various other things happening. I'm not going to go any further than that because I don't want to get involved in a political argument. What? You're older than me? Yes, I was born in 1979. You look young. Probably is from inside. I do feel young. You probably know how to move your time from the UK to the US. You're probably going to start burning witches here again. I must admit, I am. I don't talk about it much. I get very nervous about it. US House unanimously approved a self-driving car bill. Yes, I like that. Actually, the self-driving car bill I need to research next week, but I heard about it. Any hope for Toyota electric cars? Are they not too late behind other automakers? They'll make it. They'll do it. I shouldn't be threatened by Mr. Trump. I'm not necessarily threatened by Mr. Trump. I'm threatened by the people who accept everything he says. Look, I mean, I don't know if okay, this is a live stream chat, and it always goes a little bit off script, which is, what I said earlier on. All right, so I am someone that is I have to be very careful. There are many countries in the world where I cannot go because I would be illegal, or I would be, bad things would happen to me. And there are parts of the US that I can't go to because bad things would happen to me. And yes, I know conservatives drive EVs too, and there are lots of very sane fiscal conservatives and social conservatives who are nice people, who are logical, who think, who don't just, they're not bigoted, or they're not institutionally stupid. They they are smart, sensible, good people. I've got friends who are conservatives, and we have great discussions, great, respectful, awesome discussions. But Mr. Trump's not among that. No, I'm not going to disable comments. All right, so I have my own. My own triggers, and I was getting triggered a lot lately on the comment section. I'm not going to shut the comments off. Don't worry. They're gonna stay. Ford and high-end brand going for all-electric drive for 2022. I think it's inevitable. They're all going to do it. He's Robert Llewellyn is crazy in real life than he comes across like in YouTube. He's lovely. I love him to bits. Do we know if ProPilot and the new Leaf will be getting over-the-air updates to enhance it? I expect so. Had my tyre rotation today on my Leaf. Jolly good. Tyre rotation is always good. Have you heard anything about the Ford Model E? We have a C-Max Energy and Leaf. I love the Leaf because it's full EV, but the Energy is a much better drive and more refined car. But it doesn't have a very big boot, does it? And that's what I find. The Ford Model E, I don't know what's going to happen there. What do you think about solid-state batteries? I think that they've got a future. We just have to wait to see what happens moving forward. What is your favourite EV? I really like my RAV. My RAV was sweet. I really like my Golf City Stromer. I like older cars. I mean, I like the Bolt. That's a nice car. I like the Tesla Model S. That's a nice car. But and I like the Leaf. That's a nice car too. So, come to Colorado. Hi from St Austell in Cornwall. Yay! Lincoln is going electrified. Not the same thing. That is very true. Lincoln. So okay. So the term electrified means we're going to have an electric motor somewhere in the drivetrain. Yeah, I mean, he was elected, but I can still feel threatened by him because he's enacting policies that threaten me. I mean, for example, imagine just for a second if the bathroom bills became legal in the US. And I had to, when I was out, I had to go and use the male restroom. I would be terrified, and it would also put me at risk of being attacked sexually, I think. In fact, I know people who've had that happen to them. So I would not want to subject myself to that, and I would not want to subject male friends to that. And I have friends who are trans men who would feel just the same way going into a women's toilet. So that's the thing that scares me. So basically you like EVs? Yes, I do. Why is Citroën lagging behind on the EV market? I don't know. What NLE do you use? I use Final Cut Pro. I'm tempted to trade my Leaf for the Zoe. Do we think the Zoe is underpowered? No, the Zoe's lovely. I love the Zoe. It's a great car. In fact, I want a more powerful Zoe. I do want a more powerful Zoe, but I think the Zoe is fine for around town. I'd like a sport version. Is the old Nissan Leaf going to get the chance to upgrade the battery? I have a 2014 and drive it like a twat. I love it. My battery doesn't. I think you will probably get an upgrade, but I don't know if it will be the new battery pack or not. You should do a look ahead to new battery tech. Maybe I will. Have I seen the Zombie 222 in Texas? 1 megawatt. Yes, it's awesome. I haven't seen any hydrogen fuel cell vehicles here. None. Nada. Zero. Zilch. None. I've only seen one Nissan Leaf on the road. I expect there's one down there. There's a Prius. What we got? There's a Range Rover. Lots of Quadradosa, which are awesome. I've got to change my glasses to look down here. Hang on. Oh, now I can see better. I have to remember to put these glasses on when I'm tired because I find it's harder to focus when I'm tired. Some more K-class cars. Honestly, I'd love to come to Japan with Johnny Smith because Johnny loves Johnny's like me. He likes all cars pretty much. And I know that he and I have talked about K-class cars in the past. So, yeah, I'd love to see Johnny. I'd love to come to Japan with Johnny and do some filming. He's a top bloke as well, actually. He's probably not watching, but Johnny, if you're watching, I haven't forgotten about the email you sent me the other day. I promise I'll get back to you. I'm still waiting for a Leaf. I'm not seeing one yet. There's another Prius. There's lots of Priuses. I'm looking out the window. Here we go. Lots of little cars. Very few Leafs. Lots of Priuses. I think I'm up to about 5 Priuses now, since I started looking. Nothing Leaf-shaped yet. But apparently this part of town is not, people don't drive Leafs in this part of town, and I'm not sure why. But there we are. More Priuses. But you don't want to look out the window. Maybe you do. Do I follow Formula E? Yes, I have. I do. Time for some bifocals. No, I'm not getting bifocals. Is there a chance you could sign some light on electric motorcycles in the near future? Yes, I want to do some motorcycle tests. Getting press motorcycles is a bit hard, actually. There's one! There's a Leaf! I just saw it go past. There's one Leaf. So I've seen 2 Leafs so far in my entire time in Tokyo. Never been in an EV. Is it more relaxing? Yes, it is. It is. Pre-I, Nikki. Do you have to put a deposit down to get the new Tesla Model 3? Everyone has to put a deposit down to get Model 3. I'm not getting one, so... I'm just looking at the chat. Oh, I need to put... So squinting at the computer screen, I just need to do this and then I'll be able to read. Oh, that's better. Hello from Indiana, USA. Hello. It's now blurry out the window. I can't... Yeah, maybe I do need varifocals. Maybe I do. The cars are all blurry now. So there we are. Progressives, no lines. I worry about that because I stand up to edit video and I've got this feeling that I'll be doing this all the time. The worst one is when I've got my contacts in and I go to take my glasses off to look. You seem surprised about the number of Leaf to Home kits installed. Has there been a mention of a US availability? Not yet. Will I be getting any press cars in the future? Well, a couple of weeks ago I was due to get the Pacifica plug-in hybrid and I had to cancel it because this trip. So I was supposed to have a Pacifica this week and I cancelled it because I just needed to. I wasn't going to be at home long enough. Mark was awesome. Missed the old Charged Up and Quick Charge series. Any chance of new episodes? Mark's working on something now. It's top secret. He's been a bit unwell lately, but he is working. Have I met Jazz Jennings? No, I haven't. That was kind of a left field question, and my brain was like, "Whoa, where did that come from?" No, I haven't. I think I know that one of my kids wants to meet her. There's something really weird travelling down the road now. It looks a bit like a tango, very very narrow, but it's not a tango. Anyway, no, I haven't met Jazz. It'd be quite fun to meet her though. Why you have a belt in your neck? Because, all the fashionable cool kids are doing it. How long will I be in Japan? Another 10 hours. My nan calls them bisexual glasses. Oh, gosh. That's terrible. No, I have 2 separate pairs of glasses because when I'm doing computer work, I have to keep my glasses on. Have I eaten anything in Japan yet? No, not eaten since I arrived on Tuesday. You can't trust local food. Of course I have. I've eaten lots. I've eaten some fantastic sushi yesterday in Akihabara. I'm now, getting on all the trains and like a pro, like a boss. I might do some more videoing later. I don't know when I'm supposed to check out of my hotel. I know it's time for me to go and get breakfast now, so I'm going to go do that. And then I don't know what the plan is for the rest of the day. So I'm good. And I'll probably explore a bit. I'll try and make a vlog. I've got some other things to put up on the channel later on today as well, hopefully, and we'll go from there. But thank you. It's been wonderful. Nearly an hour and a half of hanging out. And no time to come to Tokyo. No. Okay, so when you're on a press launch, when a car company puts you on a plane, gives you a ticket, puts you on a plane, flies you out, puts you up in a hotel, they want to get as much value out of you as possible. So they arrange for lots of different events to happen one after the other. And interestingly, on this trip, Nissan has a differentiation between media and influencer. And I'm considered an influencer. I don't know why. But they put me in the influencer group, which means certain things I didn't do that other people did, and certain things I did that other people didn't do. So the long and the short of when you're on a trip like this is there's not a lot of free time, and if you're covering the event, it's kind of expected that you're going to make your videos available as quickly as possible. So a lot of my trip is sat in my hotel room, editing videos and then pushing them up to the internet when I'm not actually filming stuff. Yeah, people are very, very polite and there's lots of bowing. Yesterday was really funny because someone was doing this yesterday at the train station and there was a friend who was with her who was waving goodbye to the person. They were waving goodbye to each other and it took like 5 minutes for them to say goodbye. It was just crazy. How difficult was it to manage without speaking Japanese, or do you speak Japanese? I can say hajimashite. I can say denki jidosa. I can also say arigatou gozaimasu, but that's about it. And I want to learn Japanese. So there are 2 languages that I want to learn coming up. The first one is ASL, American Sign Language. The second one is Japanese. Now the reason I want to learn Japanese obviously is so I can come to Japan and experience things and be more immersed in the culture. But ASL is because my sister, my dear, dear sister Susan, is dying of cancer. And she's my eldest sister, and she's deaf. She's profoundly deaf, and she uses BSL. She's got perfect speech. She's actually a YouTuber too. She's done some YouTubing. She's actually a priest by profession, but she uses BSL to communicate, and so I can use BSL, I can talk in BSL, but American Sign Language and British Sign Language are different, so I want to learn American Sign Language so I can talk to American deaf people, which would be awesome. Did I fly coach? I flew business, which is rare. It's the first time I've ever done it. How did you become an influencer? I want in. Did you get to go on a bullet train? I hope I do later today, maybe. So anyway, I'm gonna say goodbye now because my tummy's rumbling. I am gonna go and have some Japanese breakfast, which I'm really excited about. I'm quite good with chopsticks and stuff, so I'm gonna go do that. And I will catch up with you guys later. So thanks for joining me. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Follow me on Twitter. Check out my other YouTube channels if you are so inclined. There's actually 4 other YouTube channels that I have, and I'm probably going to put, I don't know what you guys think. I've made a little video yesterday about going around Tokyo. I'm probably going to put that on, not on Transport Evolved, I'm probably going to put that on the whole enchilada, which is my ranty channel, which I'm going to be working on. So, hi. So, also, where am I? Oh yes, Patreon. Go to patreon.com/Transport Evolved if you want to help make more of these shows. Yes, I was flown out here by Nissan. Yes, they flew me out business class. Yes, they paid for my hotel. This is normal. Disclaimer at the end of the videos that I do here explain that. This one obviously is not going to have it because it's a Hangout, but I've said it multiple times in this video. And then normal service will be resumed, I think, in 2 weeks' time because I've got some special videos planned for next week if they all happen. Anyway, do furries ever use sign language? I've got to answer this one. Do furries ever use sign language, or are paws too big? Well, my hand paws are quite small. Chimichanga the fox has very, very dexterous hand paws, and he can do everything in his hand paws. I can do everything in his hand paws that I would be able to do normally. I can even use chopsticks. Queenie's hands are different. Queenie's hand paws are slightly bigger, and if you've got a big fluffy hand paw that's not 5 fingers or 4 fingers or maybe 3 fingers, it's much harder. I've got friends with fantastic puffy paws, and you can't really do much with those at all. There's your answer. Meet any fuzzies in Japan? No, I didn't. Never mind. I've got other furries joining the chat now. I just see. So the furry who just answered, her paws are lovely and big and squishy, and so she can't do much in them. Anyway, I'm hoping to chat with you at Washington Square in real life on Saturday. I will do my best, but I'm going to be at the Rose City Comic Con, which happens the same weekend, and I already purchased my ticket before the event for Drive Electric Week was set up. So I don't know. I'm feeling conflicted. I might go there first and then go down to the Comic Con. I haven't decided. But until next time, thanks for watching and keep evolving. Time to get breakfast.